everyone, Maya here from MaiStoryBook, and welcome to today's interactive read aloud. I am so thrilled that you are here to join me for MaiStoryBook's Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month special read aloud event this May, where every weekday this month I am sharing a new interactive read aloud video where I will be reading a children's book featuring Asian characters or a book that was created by Asian illustrators or authors. There are so many incredible books in this lineup, so if you're interested to see what we've already read or what we will be reading next, you can see the whole read aloud lineup on my blog by clicking on that link down below in the description, and there you'll see all the stories that we are going to go and read together. Otherwise, you can also look on my YouTube channel and find the Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month playlist and read along with all of those reading adventures too. Well, my friends, for today's interactive read aloud, we have an ancient Chinese tale featuring one of the world's most beloved Buddhist heroes. So Buddhism is a type of religion, and this is going to feature one of the Buddhist heroes from that religion. This is a very fun story. It's a princess adventure story about sisterhood, about strength, and beautifully told. I think you're going to love the illustrations, and I think we are ready to dive right in. Are you ready? Double thumbs up if you're ready to get started. Let's begin. The title of today's interactive read aloud is Kuan Yin, the princess who became the goddess of compassion. So compassion, my friends, means kindness, caring for others, loving others. So this is a princess who became a goddess, is someone really important in religion, right? One of the most important people in religions. Gods are for boy ones, goddesses are girl ones. So we have gods and goddesses. Here we also see that our author is Maya Vandermeer. Oh, same as my name. Maya Vandermeer is the author, and the illustrator is Wen Hsu. So the illustrator draws all the pictures, the author writes all the words, and this book is published by Bala Kids. So big thank you to Bala Kids for giving us permission to read this story together today. Well, my friends, looking at the cover here, oh my goodness, what do you notice? Wow, I see a dragon. Oh my gosh, beautiful golden dragon. I see a woman sitting on top of the dragon. There's a woman down here as well. I wonder which one is the princess or which one is the goddess of compassion. And what do you notice about the colors? Lots of golds and blues. You might notice, my friends, that this dragon, it looks like it has like a really long body, right? So you might notice in this story that you might know a dragon that looks like it has a fat belly, it has little legs in the front, has little legs in the back, and little legs in the front, and kind of a long neck. Well, also in Asia, they have dragons that have long bodies that are like snakes, like snake bodies. And these dragons are really mythical and magical and help out others. All right, so there's different types of dragons, and you're going to see what one of the Asian dragons, the Eastern dragons, looks like. All right, well, I'm wondering how this princess becomes the goddess of compassion, so let's get started. So here's our title page. It has the title of our book, Kuan Yin, the princess who became the goddess of compassion, our author, illustrator, and our publisher, Bala. And if I look here, ooh, what do you see here? Looks like the entrance to a city or a castle. I see these lion statues right here, maybe some smoke coming out. Every morning, Princess Ling awoke to find her big sister sitting at the foot of her bed. So which one's Princess Ling? Which one's sister? Princess Ling, big sister here. Princess Miao Shan always sat very still with a gentle smile on her lips. Ling would watch the slight movements of her sister's silk robes as she breathed deeply and steadily in meditation. So meditation, my friends, is when you sit really still and take deep breaths and you're calm. You let your mind relax. It's a way to really concentrate on how you're feeling on the inside. My friends, can you practice taking a big deep breath with me in 3, 2, 1. And let it out. Miao Shan's calming presence filled the room with the sweet scent of lotus flower. That must smell really good. Oh, what do you see going on here? This looks like Princess Ling's sister is, wonder where sister's going. But on this morning, Ling awoke with a start to the creaking of the wooden screens on her bedroom window. She opened her eyes and caught sight of the ends of Miao Shan's robe slipping off the windowsill. Where is she going? Wait! Ling cried as she jumped to the floor. She reached the window just in time to see Miao Shan disappear into the dense forest surrounding the palace. Where do you think she's going, my friends? And I see a whole bunch of other people here. As she arrived to the dining hall, Ling caught sight of a long line of princes, eagerly awaiting, each holding rare and expensive gifts in the hopes of winning the famous Princess Miao Shan's hand in marriage. Ling suddenly understood the reason for her sister's disappearance. So, my friends, why did sister disappear? I'm thinking she might not want to get married, right? There's all these princes waiting for her, but she doesn't seem like she wants to be there. Where's your sister? The king boomed at Ling as she arrived for breakfast alone. Ling trembled beneath the fierce gaze of her father's black eyes. She knew if she told the truth, her sister would be punished. Maybe she's at the fish pond? Ling replied meekly, softly. That girl prefers feeding fish over fulfilling her duty to her own family, the king grumbled under his breath. Red in the face, he turned to the servants. Go find her now, he commanded, slamming his fist on the table. Dad's not too happy that she's not there. After breakfast, Ling raced to her room. Her lie would send the king's search party to the fish pond first, but it wouldn't buy her much time. She tucked a napkin with the little food from breakfast into a leather pouch and quickly slipped through the open window. Where do you think she's going now? Maybe to warn sister. As she ventured out to find her sister, Ling's head was spinning with worry. Her delicate skirts caught on brambles in the thick undergrowth, and a wave of fear passed through her. Just then, she smelled the familiar fragrance of a lotus flower. Turning in the direction of the scent, she spotted her sister beneath the dappled shade of a willow tree. So she finds sister under this tree, and what do you see? Who does sister have with her? Some beautiful animals, a tiger, some deer. Sister looks like she's very calm and at peace with nature. Ling rubbed her eyes in disbelief. There's that Princess Miao Shan, relaxed and natural, surrounded by a group of wild animals lying calmly at her feet. A faint orb of light encircled them all, so there's a glow of light surrounding them. Miao Shan looked up from her meditation and smiled, motioning for Ling to come closer. Relieved to find her sister, Ling stepped into the light. A great tiger snapped like a kitten. A wild boar rested his tusks beneath outstretched hooves. With no sign of worry, birds, mice, butterflies, and beetles relaxed alongside a huge hawk, a family of foxes, the boar, and the tigress. Miao Shan then made a gentle gesture to bid her animal friends farewell. They roused slowly they got up, and the moment they stepped outside the circle of light, they raced into the forest, wild again. As the last animal left, the light surrounding Ling and Miao Shan dissolved. Look at all these different animals that usually aren't friends, right? Tigers and deers, what do they usually do in the wild if they were to see each other? Tigers would hunt the deer, but it seems like when they were close to Miao Shan, they were at peace, right? They were also peaceful, didn't fight each other, just calm. It's so good to see you, little sister, Miao Shan said, hugging Ling tightly. It pained me to leave without saying goodbye this morning. How is all of this possible? Ling marveled. Princess Miao Shan took Ling's small hand. It is all possible by the power of love, my dear sister, she said with a wink. I have a lot to share with you, but we have all day. No, we don't, Ling suddenly remembered. Our father has sent a search party, and they will soon find us and punish you. Yes, father will punish me for refusing to marry, Miao Shan replied. He doesn't accept that I've chosen to follow a spiritual path rather than a worldly one, that I would rather ease the pain of others than rule over them. But don't worry, Ling, I promise, even if I have to go away, you will find me when it's time, just like you did today. Ling settled a bit, trusting Miao Shan. So Miao Shan's saying she's not going to marry. What does she want to do instead? Instead of a worldly path, instead of being on the earth and ruling over people, she wants a spiritual path, one where she can care for others, help ease their pain, one where she is using people's faith in what they believe in to help them out. Oh dear, it looks like they are back in the palace. What do you think the king is going to say? By nightfall, all the disappointed princes had left the palace, and the search party came back to the court empty-handed. Furious, the king barely noticed when Miao Shan silently appeared in the doorway. Ling cowered behind her sister as the king scolded Miao Shan. How dare you betray me and risk the future of my reign, he yelled. Why do you think it's so important that Princess Miao Shan gets married? Probably because after the king dies, they need someone else to take over, and the princess needs to marry, he thinks, a prince so that there can be a new king and queen. Is that what Miao Shan wants? Father, I'm sorry you're upset, but I have decided to follow a different path. Please let me go to the White Sparrow Nunnery so I can train myself to be a true service to all beings. So nunnery is a place where they train you to be very spiritual, to listen to what you believe in your heart. This will benefit our kingdom and family far more than if I marry. The king pressed his eyebrows together and thought, I will send my ungrateful daughter to the nunnery, but I will command the nuns to make her life miserable with impossible tasks. She will quickly tire of such a life and return to the palace. So what is the king planning? He's going to let her go, but he's going to tell the nuns there to make her life so awful that she doesn't want to stay there anymore. That's not very kind. Well, the nuns followed the king's orders and did not allow Miao Shan to become a nun. She instead only received grueling work to fill her days. When Ling visited her sister at the nunnery, she found her worn and disheveled, tired and worn out, plowing a barren field that hadn't grown a single blade of grass in over 50 years. Sister, nothing can grow here. Why don't you just give up and come home? Ling paused for a moment to let her true feelings come through. I miss you so much, Miao Shan, she said, and began to cry. Miao Shan pushed back her knotted hair and knelt down. Let's make a wish, not just for ourselves, but for all beings. May the seeds we plant with our hearts grow. She guided Ling's hand to touch the ground. Ling concentrated all the energy of her heart into the soil. She wished for all beings, including her sister, to be happy and at ease. So even though the sister has all these really hard things to do, she has to plow this whole field that won't even grow any grass. How does sister feel? Does sister look upset and tired, like she wants to give up and just go home? No, right? Sister looks almost happy, like she's still calm and at peace, like she still believes that this is what she's meant to do. Oh my goodness, and all of a sudden what's happening? What do you see here? There's that dragon, my friends, the beautiful dragon that has the long snake body, this dragon of the east. Suddenly, lightning flashed over the field. Ling opened her eyes and saw a golden dragon swooping down. In one swift motion of his gigantic tail, the dragon made a deep pool of water for Miao Shan to irrigate the field, to water the field. Then a great cloud gathered on the horizon, rapidly approaching. As it drew near, Ling realized it was flocks of birds carrying seeds in their beaks. They landed all around and began planting. Oh my goodness, so what do you think is going to happen if all of a sudden there's this water and then all of these birds, my friends, are carrying seeds and planting seeds in the ground? What is going to happen to this field where nothing would grow? I think some plants are going to start growing. And wow, Miao Shan and Ling believed they used what was in their hearts to make a wish that would help everybody. And look what happens when you want good things to happen to everyone else. Wow, that's beautiful, huh? Look, Ling, Miao Shan smiled with relief. Your heartfelt wish worked. Thank you. And what do you notice about this field that used to be so empty? Look at all of those fruits and vegetables and plants. Miao Shan eventually coaxed every inch of that field back to life. She grew food to feed the poor and herbs to make medicines for the sick. Ling spent hours in the lush greenery talking with Miao Shan as they gardened. They spoke about the importance of caring for every living being equally, from a tiny earthworm to a powerful king like their father. Right, my friends, it is so important to take care of every single thing on earth. Even the smallest little insect is important, just as important as a big, powerful king or queen. As the days passed, the seeds that were planted with love grew and spread happiness. Flowers bloomed everywhere. Children came to play and pick blossoms for their mothers. Their laughter filled the perfumed air. The people were happy. The animals were happy. Everyone was happy. Everyone, that is, except the king. Why isn't the king happy? So he wanted his daughter to get married and to come back angry and upset, but is that what happened? She actually is doing something really amazing instead. When the king learned of Miao Shan's accomplishments, he flew into a rage and he stormed off to the nunnery. Seeing their father, Ling was terrified he would take Miao Shan away forever. Please, father, let Miao Shan be. She is doing good things. The king ignored Ling and raced toward Miao Shan. A powerful growl echoed through the garden, and a great tigress, the very same one Ling had seen resting at Miao Shan's feet in the forest, bounded in out of nowhere and stood between the king and his daughter. So now this tigress came, and what do you notice the tigress doing now? Looks like Miao Shan is on the back of the tigress, leaping away. Miao Shan gave Ling a gentle smile, then quickly straddled her trusted friend, got on top of the trusted friend on the back. The two leapt off, vanishing into a mysterious mist that had descended over the garden. She jumped on the tiger's back. They jumped into this mysterious mist. Well, what do you think's going on? Where is she going? Miao Shan was nowhere to be found for 9 long years. Loneliness made time pass even more slowly for Ling. Her father became ill and weak, and the whole kingdom felt darker without Miao Shan there. Finally, one spring morning, the fragrance of Miao Shan's presence filled Ling's room again. What smell, what fragrance does Miao Shan have? Remember what she smells like? What kind of flower? A lotus flower. It's just a dream, Ling said to herself, burrowing into the silken covers. But the scent soon overpowered her sleep. She sat up, certain her sister must be somewhere near. Excitedly, Ling dressed and slipped out the window. This, my friends, I'm thinking is the smell, the fragrance of the lotus flower. Who does Ling see in the forest? This looks like her sister. And what do you notice about her sister? Where her sister's sitting? What's around her? This flower, my friend, behind her is a lotus flower, and I see a bunch of lotus flowers around her. What do you notice about the colors on this page? Very light spring colors, pastels, pinks, yellows, greens. The perfume led Ling to Fragrant Mountain, the place where the tigress had taken Princess Miao Shan, and where she had remained in deep meditation ever since. As Ling arrived, petals rained down. Rainbows shone everywhere, and the fragrance was so strong it made her think, all the flowers in the world must live on this mountain. Finally, Ling found her sister sitting atop a giant lotus flower, as if on a throne of flowers. As if on a throne radiating a soothing light. In that moment, Ling knew Miao Shan had fully realized the power of love. She raced into her sister's arms, and all her sadness and fears melted away. And look, here are the sisters. How do they feel? So happy, right? Look at all those beautiful flowers. Oh, sweet Ling, Miao Shan said, stroking her little sister's hair. We will never be apart again. How do you know? Ling asked. This morning, when I completed my meditation, I made a promise, Miao Shan explained. I could have left for the divine realm, so she could have left for the heavens. But I vow to forever stay in this world to help you and all other beings. All you have to do is call for me, and I will be there. Ling felt such relief that she jumped up, twirling with the falling petals. Maybe we can share all this with others too, Ling exclaimed. Maybe someday in the future, other children will hear our story. Then they will learn our secret that love is the greatest power in the world. Miao Shan beamed at her sister, and all the animals of the mountain rejoiced and celebrated with them. Princess Ling is saying, oh, I hope other children can hear our story so they know how powerful love is. Love can make things grow. Love makes everyone else happy, the animals happy. And guess what, my friends? We are hearing this story today, right? Suddenly, Ling heard the voice of their father and froze. Miao Shan, is that really you? The king asked in disbelief. Are you the wise healer I have come to thank for saving my life? Yes, father. I heard you were sick, so I sent medicines, and I'm relieved to see they helped. Even though the king wasn't very nice to Miao Shan, she still helped him anyways. She sent him medicine. The king dropped to his knees before Miao Shan. I've been so cruel to you, yet you saved my life. Miao Shan placed her hand gently on her father's massive, big shoulder. The king began to cry. Please forgive me, precious daughter. How can I ever repay your kindness? So now he wants forgiveness for being so mean. What do you think Miao Shan's going to say? Do you think she's going to want something in return for being kind? She doesn't seem like that kind of person, right? She seems like she just does kind things out of the goodness in her heart and just out of love. All I ask is that you devote the rest of your life to ruling your kingdom with kindness, Miao Shan replied. So it came to pass that this once terrifying king became a good and just ruler. With his newfound power of love, he built a beautiful temple on Fragrant Mountain for his daughter, and happiness in the kingdom spread far and wide. Wow, my friends. So the king used to be a not so nice king, but after Miao Shan showed him the power of love and kindness, now he is a kind king and the kingdom is happier as well. There's a lot of beautiful things going on in this picture. What do you notice, my friends? Here's the king bowing down to Miao Shan. This looks like Princess Ling and the tigress right there. So this is how Princess Miao Shan became the immortal Kuan Yin, the one who hears the cries of the world. To this day, millions of people call on her when love and compassion are needed. They visit her temples and say her name with their prayers. You can too. If you feel frightened or need to find light in the darkness of any difficulty you are facing, the power of Kuan Yin's love can be awakened in your heart. Simply think of her and remember this story. The end, my friends. So Princess Miao Shan became the immortal goddess Kuan Yin. And Kuan Yin is a goddess who brings love and compassion. So if you ever feel frightened or like you're in the darkness and you want some light and need some love and compassion in your life, you can remember this story and remember how Kuan Yin spread kindness and love, and hopefully that will help you feel some kindness and love in your heart and give you some kindness and love to share with others as well. The end. My friends, what a beautiful story of love and kindness. And I really love the gorgeous illustrations and colors, the golds and the blues, and then the pinks and the pastel colors. My friends, what was something you really liked about this story or something you learned? The dragon was also amazing, right? How the dragon came and created the water and all the birds came and buried the seeds. How magical, huh? All right, my friends. Well, this was again an ancient Chinese tale telling us about one of their Buddhist goddesses. Again, this is an important story to the Buddhist religion, and Buddhism is practiced a lot in China. There's other religions too, but this is one of them. And my friends, stories about kindness and compassion are always important to share because it helps us spread kindness and love as well. Well, my friends, if you enjoyed this interactive read aloud, please subscribe to MaiStoryBook's YouTube channel by clicking that subscribe button and giving me a thumbs up. And if you'd love to share with me any of your acts of kindness and compassion, I'd love to hear from you. You can reach out to me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, on the blog, YouTube. All those social media links can be found down below. I love hearing from all of you. Also, if you're looking for some craft ideas to go along with some of these books and read alouds, be sure to check out my blog where I have a ton of reading resources and bookish craft ideas. Otherwise, my friends, I hope you join me for the rest of our read alouds for Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. But that brings us to the end of today's reading adventure. So until next time, I hope that you spread some compassion and kindness just like Kuan Yin, and happy reading, my friends.